Welcome back. Of course, it's still Rise and Shine Daily. Barrister Ikpeyon Akaba join us at this moment. Good morning, Barrister. I'm sure you also saw that particular video.
Yeah, good morning. We were there live. We witnessed the action. So
the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Party did in Cross River State. Do you think that that will actually make Senator John Owan Enoh sheath his sword in terms of his pursuit of the gubernatorial position in Cross River State?
Yes, as a background, recall that Senator John Owan Enoh had challenged the initial judgment of the Federal High Court in Calabar, which had earlier upheld Senator towards the APC as the authentic APC candidate. And the Court of Appeal delivered a judgment because the major grounds of appeal was that the court should determine whether, to participate in the governorship primary. That was one major ground of appeal that Senator Owan went to Court of Appeal. And he also wanted the court to determine or to set aside the decision of the lower court, Now, the court took time and set out its arguments. That's the argument of Senate in the governorship primaries. And the NWC could not have also cleared him, having not issued him with a waiver. But the court categorically stated that there was no breach of, any constitutional provisions of the NWC. There was also no record of any miscarriage of justice by the NWC. The NWC had the powers to clear its aspirants because party activities are internal affairs of the party. So it was because of these position of the Federal High Court, saying that Senator Bassey too, having presented all his credentials, having also satisfied the provisions of Section 177 of the Nigerian Constitution that outlines the requirement for someone to run for governorship, nothing can hinder him. Recall that section, you don't need to be a lawyer to know. The major requirement to run an election in Nigeria, you need to be up to 35 years. He is more than 35 years. You need to be a registered member of a political party. Senator Bassey is a registered member of APC. Your party needs to nominate you for that election. Bassey too emerged as a consensus, also won the election that was conducted. Senator Bassey too has to have a school certificate, having school up to University of Calabar and above. So why I'm listing all this is to show you that the law of the land, because the law is the law, has specified major requirements in the Constitution that requires anybody to run for any election. And Bassey to have met all the criteria. So whatever that was done were mere semantics in the words of the court, and it was academic for anybody to begin to question the qualification of a man that has been a member of the House of Representatives for 2 terms, have been a senator of the Federal Republic, chairman Senate Committee on Finance, chairman Senate Committee on Banking, and other institutions, giving us liberation. But it is refreshing because this was an internal family struggle, in his own right. Distinguished Senator John Owan Enoh is a stakeholder in the APC. He's also a citizen of high repute in the state. He had the right to head to the court, which is civil, to ask for some interpretations. And the entire gathering of the APC in Cross River State and appealed to him to down tools. I think it was magnificent. It was also very rewarding to our polity. And he did not only stop there. He did not only stop the governorship case. He went further. In Cross River Central Senatorial District, where the Speaker of the Cross River State House of Assembly is the APC candidate that won the primaries, we had Barrister Mary Kwere, another senior citizen in the state, a woman mobilizer, who was also challenging that victory. He also called her out and said the party should not be in court because in unity, the party can win election without stress. So for us that wants unity for the party so as to win election, without stress. So for us, that event, that particular action was the high point of the presidential visit in Cross River State. And we are happy. And we commend our president, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for that singular unifying the two, exchanging pleasantries with hugs and smiles. The governor of the state, who is the leader of the state political party, who is also the leader of the party in the South, also came on the podium. The chairman of the party even had to go down on his knees to express happiness. So for us, for the APC, we are united. And to answer your, we are looking up to our candidate. He's the leader for us in the party.
Okay.
And for him to say, I beg you, there is no other thing anymore.
Okay, let me ask this question very quickly. Because you brought in the governor now as the political leader of the APC in Cross River State. Now, why didn't the governor at some point do what Tinubu just did a couple of days ago?
The governor, I don't know why, to a discussion. Now, for reasons best known to the distinguished senator, that particular effort couldn't yield what was expected. But I believe that no time is late for peace. I believe that the president, in front of all the political stakeholders, coming to appeal to distinguished Enoh, is the highest that anybody would have expected. And that there was a build-up behind. And in that build-up, definitely, it required the intervention of the governor of Cross River State. It required the intervention of other critical stakeholders of the party, like distinguished Senator Ndoma Egba, the party chairman, Senator Florence Itagiwa, High Chief Ayotem Young, High Chief Adam Duke, all the leadership who had been making efforts to intervene, of the leadership of the party, which now the president have come to pass the message.
Okay.
So I believe it's a collective effort.
So I know you've already said that you believe that Senator Owan Enoh and even Mary Ekere now, yes, have received the admonition of Tinubu very well. What if in the coming weeks we still experience a rebuff? Because Owan Enoch's case was still intending to change pleasantries on that day. If there is a rebuff and decides to still take the case to the Supreme Court, what will be the response of the Cross River APC, family, and even your principal, as it were?
Yes, I wouldn't want to be negative, but there is no cause for alarm. I'm saying this with all amount of modesty and humility as a lawyer. The matter having been determined by the Court of Appeal, a panel of 3 judges, the appellate court. I don't see anything contrary happening at the Supreme Court. Supreme Court is just a step ahead of the appeal court. So for us in the party, assuming but not weeks, the Supreme Court will still come out with the same position. But I know him to be a man of high repute. I don't see him going beyond where we are. The party, in terms of what the party will do, the party in continuing with its activities despite all these distractions. So I don't see the party also not continuing to do what it has been doing. But I can assure you, I'm not the spokesperson, but the body language I saw, the development I saw, the response I saw, I don't see Senator John,
if he has actually, shit his sword or not.
Exactly.
Because it's not just the All Progressive Congress, presidential candidate saying, look, shit your sword. I have spoken to you at the airport. I am begging you again. And then Senator Owan Enoh is all smiles and not saying anything.
Exactly.
It could actually mean different things, So was he given an opportunity to speak and say, yes, I have accepted this peace treaty?
What we saw on the podium, their responses in terms of their actions, their responses in terms of their body languages, spoke for Senator John Enoh. And between day before yesterday and today, you have not heard any rebuttal anywhere. In the coming days, I can assure you, Senator John Enoh will come public. Because, so for me, though they did not allow anybody to respond, because the president, our presidential candidate, was still making his presentation before he came into that intervention. So I want to say, regardless of the fact that he was not given an opportunity to speak, but I know as of that moment, the way the pleasantries exchange never showed any negative actions coming in the future.
Okay, so this is an absolute big win for the APC in Cross River State, and of course, it's a big win for your home very well, and even Mary Ifanga that you know
Ekere.
mentioned, so Ekere rather that you mentioned. So we do hope that your party continues to thrive and move forward. As of now, we want to say a very big thank you to you for coming, Barrister Ekpeyon Akiba, and speaking to us on the reconciliation that just happened for your party.
Yes, and what we saw just for a town hall is a confirmation that Cross River State is APC. Don't forget that we in APC today are those that moved from PDP to APC. The moment the governor moved to APC, the entire structures in PDP moved with him. So Cross River State is APC. Cross River State with the kind of candidates we have for our elections, I can assure you,